I'm Giuseppe Capana and I'm the Product Safety Engineer for Electrical Safety First. Today we're going to talk a little bit about cable reels and use of socket outlets outside. So cable reels, you've all seen these type of products. Now, if you buy a new one of these products, most likely it will be fitted with a thermal cutout. So that's a button and it'll trip if the item overheats. If you have an older one of these, you may find that it does not have one of these thermal cutouts, which may mean that if you overload the cable reel, it may overheat and catch fire, and we'll do a demonstration of that shortly. We're also going to talk about use of plugs and sockets outside. If you've got a standard extension lead, it's important that you don't use that outside, because if it gets wet, there's an increased risk of electric shock. If you're using an extension lead outside, make sure you plug it into one of these properly designed external socket outlets. This one is rated IP66, which means it's suitable for use even with water jets. And you will see that when you plug into it with your extension lead, and it encloses the plug and then closes up, and that's perfectly waterproof. If you've got one of these type of extension leads and you want to use it outside, if you use it outside as it is, there's a high risk of electric shock. Make sure you enclose it in a properly designed IP rated enclosure. It will look a little bit like one of these socket outlets, but be much larger. There are lots of resources and information on our website at electricalsafetyfirst.org.uk. On that website, you will also find our socket overload calculator, which allows you to work out what types of items you can plug in and whether it will overload your extension lead. Right, so we're going to talk a little bit now about overloading of cable reel. So here we have a cable reel, and you can see it looks a little bit messy, but because it's been completely unwound. And that is really important if you're using one of these type of products with a high current appliance, like for example a fan heater. And we're going to do a demonstration now just to show you why it's so important. So let's switch on. So you can see we're using a thermal camera on this cable reel. The wire is completely unwound, and you can tell, look, compared to my hand, how hot the cable reel is. It's cool, it's running at about 15, 16 degrees, and it's running a 2 kilowatt heater. So that's fine. That can run all day long, no issues. So you can see from the markings of this extension lead that when it's unwound, its rating is 13 amps. You can see that here, 13 amps unwound. That will allow you to run a product like this, right? However, once it's wound up, its maximum rating is now reduced to 5 amps. And the reason for that is a cable's current rating is down to its ability to dissipate heat. When you have a cable reel that's all coiled up, the heat can't get out and it just gets hotter and hotter. And if it didn't have a thermal cutout, it would continue to get hot until the cable melted and then possibly caught fire. Okay, so here we have the same cable reel with the same load, but this time it's coiled up. And you can see that the wire now has got very hot and it's reaching almost 60 degrees. So if we left this running with this load, with it all wound up, eventually this thermal cutout would trip to tell you that the cable is overheating. If you had an older type of cable reel which didn't have a thermal cutout, what would actually happen was the cable would get hotter and hotter until it melted, and then it would either short out and blow the fuse, or in some cases it could catch fire. Go to our website and use the overload calculator to make sure that you're not overloading your extension leads.